Welcome back. I hope that you all have your beverages and we're able to enjoy the break because we're coming right back into our story with our new knight and the coterie having finished their preparations, uh, or perhaps on the way there through however means they use to communicate at the Radisson Blue Aqua Hotel in downtown Chicago. Uh, let's start with those of you in the van. How far away from the Radisson are you going to be parked?
I was gonna say uh, less than a block, honestly.
Okay.
Right out front.
Close. Not that close, but like pretty close.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you have all of your equipment set up in the van for surveillances. What did you give to Serafima and Donovan for to prepare for this?
I definitely gave them like a wire mic. Could we have had enough time and resources to where to be super cool spies and get like a
We
big
have
camera too?
infinite resources, so
I just
that part,
just wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Be super cool and like have like little mini cameras and like on the flower Donovan was wearing or on one of Seraphina's earrings or something like that.
Absolutely.
Make a lapel cam or something.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely can be done. You have that. Not even an issue with just your tech abilities and Donovan's money. Anything is possible. And so it is the Pythos, Clyde, and Wraith in the vehicle. At least in the surveillance van. Does that mean Severin is back at the Ares on Celia duty?
Yeah, he's babysitting the baby.
Mm-hmm. And do you have Alexandra as your designated ghoul for the evening tonight, Donovan?
I do.
Okay. So, my next question for our two attendees for the evening is, you do have your thin blood entrance tokens.
Yes.
How are you transporting them? Like, are they in the car with you? Do you have Flyboy in the back seat?
Flyboy's in a sack.
Mhm.
In the trunk.
Not a sack, I say, but essentially. Yeah, he's
restrained.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You ever see those so these like large carry-on luggage where the like a big chunk on the bottom is all like solid, like plastic or metal, and then the rest is sort of like this acrylon bag that sort of goes up and then has like suitcase handles. He's essentially that you can like open it and kind of move it down. They're kind of designed for transporting like tuxes and stuff like that. Instead, Flyboy is tied up in that.
Gotcha.
Which, yeah, because just no.
Yeah, and Bronco, who we are borrowing from Urzuli, we've probably given like as much of a rundown as possible, and it's like first priority for you if anything happens.
Oh,
get the fuck out.
Can we talk about that?
Sure, we can talk about it.
Because Donovan would basically be like, I don't want this guy knowing that we're here to infiltrate because I feel like he could just rat us out any second to not die.
Well, I don't. Well,
because Donovan doesn't like or know this guy.
Told him?
I will say, as far as what he tells you is that Urzuli told him like he was going to come with you to an event that because she needed you to do something about a woman named Corinne. Yeah, he said he's supposed to help you any way he can, and that you needed a thin blood in order to get in.
Okay. So then if we have that information, then we can probably just kind of give him a heads up on like the general like type of people inside, not like what exactly.
Yeah, we don't. This is the best part. We're bad people. We don't actually have to tell him anything that will actually save his life. What we can tell him is
it's more telling him so then he can help
yes.
us.
That's the point. Yeah, we're saying like find out any information you can about like where they take you, what's going on, what's going on with Corinne, and if things look bad, we would like you to survive and get out this evening. But beyond that, be charming, be polite, be comprehensive, and keep in contact. I think maybe we give him like a
Can I put a camera on him too?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we put a camera on
There's
him.
that.
Yeah.
And do we want to give like one of the old pagers that Wraith uses, so then like vibrates on like one of us? So then we've got like shit hating fan is like 2 buzzes or something.
Well, I mean, yeah. Also, we could just have him like fully mic'd up and in our ear, so he could just tell
Yeah.
us that something
if
is
it's
going
not
on.
just to have him for visual cam, if it's also
Yeah.
auditory setup. Then.
Understood. Absolutely. Okay.
Small micro things.
One. So as you all pull whether the van is being nondescript and closed off, Donovan and Serafima, as you step out of your vehicle, what is your attire for?
Well, Donovan, of course, would step out first because he has to offer a hand to Serafima, as just is what is done. I think tonight Donovan is going for it's a tux. However, this one is fully black. The undershirt has French cuffs on it. So if you guys know, like the ribs, essentially, along with like a silk cummerbund. He has a like a white toothed pocket square, and I think definitely a white flower on his lapel. But tie black, shirt black, everything else just black, sleek. The breast of his jacket is definitely like outlined in like this silvery, like white as well, just to give it like a hint of sheen and definition in the suit. And of course, the finest, good leather shoes and all that good stuff. But then he steps aside and puts his hand out for Serafima.
Option 1, 2, 3. The problems of having a rich venture at your disposal for a wardrobe. Yeah, I think Serafima kind of exits out in a fairly form-fitting lace that kind of peaks with skin every so often, and it's tight with a deep V in the front. As she steps out, you do notice that there is a high cut up on the thigh on one side. And it's very subtle, but it's very distinctly like well crafted, as details and things are kind of hinted at in the street light out on the street. It has full sleeves, and she is rocking a very small but ornate clutch that is vintage, along with everything else.
You have Alexandra is carrying the garment bag, and Bronco is following behind you as you all enter in through the doors. When you come in the concierge desk, you see 2 women who are how to describe. I'm going to describe them separately instead of together. The one on the right has dark skin, her head fully shaved, her cheekbones very pronounced, as she's wearing a white dress that comes over her shoulder in beautiful contrast to the deepness of her skin. As she looks up at you, and on the opposite side of her, you see a woman who is identical, but she, instead of having the dark skin, she is albino. But they are identical. the pair, and she is wearing black.
A black
in the
dress.
Same.
Yep. Beautiful.
As you approach, they both
Sexy
smile
aesthetic.
at you simultaneously, and say, the one in black, or sorry, the one in white says, "Welcome to the Radisson Blue. How may I help you this evening?"
We're here for a private event.
Of course. May I have your invitations, please?
Yeah. I don't know if you have both of them now or if mine was given back to me.
You have yours, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah, so she takes hers out of the clutch.
You show her the invitation. She asks you to flip them to the back as well.
Yep.
As she stares at them and then looks at you, Serafima, and says, "Excellent. As you are the wielder of the charm, you are to be made aware of that part of tonight's festivities. There is also a game involved with the invitation set. They are individually worth, let's see, they're individually worth $5,000 with the inlay imparted onto them. But yours in particular, madam, allows you to, if favors are exchanged tonight, any wielder of that card does not have to pay. It's too.
Sorry,
You
what was
cut
that?
Could
out.
you repeat?
You cut
Understood.
out Serena.
I cut out fully. Okay, so she says, I will just talk normally then. While you're any recipient of the card, if a favor or boon is called in, you do not have to pay the favor.
Okay.
As well as if any faux pas or challenges or something happens and you are involved, if someone tries to demand a boon of you, they cannot as long as you hold the card. But the card can be taken from you throughout the entire.
Okay.
So it's keep away.
Yeah, Donovan asked, like, is there some kind of contest to see who gets the most cards?
There are 5 cards throughout the entire evening that any individual guest might have. Participants are made aware, as this is why I am speaking with you now. And at the end of the event, if you have all 5 of the marked cards, you may request a major boon from any participant of tonight's festivals.
Something to keep in mind.
I hope you were aware of part of tonight's invitation. You were required to bring a +1. May I have them be presented, please?
Yeah, I kind of make a gesture to Bronco.
Yeah, does Alexandra hand over the garment bag?
Yes.
Yeah. You're directed to the woman in black as she holds out her hand, and Bronco puts her hand in there, and lightning fast you see her stick his hand, and she tastes the needle, and then she does the same thing with Alexandra, just peeking the garment bag, same movement as she samples their blood very quickly, and says, the one in black says, if you would allow me, I can take your tickets, have them dressed and presented formally with the rest of the ticket for the other guests as well. They will not be harmed and will be returned to you once you are inside in proper attire.
What does she want to do? I'm sorry.
She's requesting to take the thin bloods from.
Oh, okay.
They'll be
awesome.
Gonna
returned
go
to you.
make them
in the
dress
Cool.
up
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah. Cool. Donovan's like, yeah, go for it.
Okay, Serafima, do you allow?
Yeah. Kind of
Okay.
share a look with Bronto as kind of he goes to join them. kind of a thing.
Absolutely. So the thin bloods are given to the woman dressed in black, and you all are led by the woman in white toward the elevators, where she escorts you in and presses the button all the way up to the top floor. As the doors open up, she remains in the elevator and does not say anything as you all exit, just gives a very polite nod with a smile as the doors close behind you. And you see at the top floor, there are a couple of. They are very obviously kindred by the fact some of them do not have on Blush of Life, but a majority of them do. This is a choice for you all, knowing that this is a kindred hosted event.
Absolutely
If you wanted
blushed.
to
Yeah.
Blush of Life.
I
Excellent.
guess I gotta do the
So go ahead and make
thing.
those rolls if you hadn't already. As
Oh,
you
very nice.
you walk inside the ballroom, you see many the decoration that has been transformed this open space. The tables have been pushed out to the side as these dark plush curtains seem to block most of the windows that would have originally been built as part of this hotel structure, but they have been curtains of this sheer fabric have been placed in front of it as to not have the glare of the city except for aesthetically, as if they were peeking through the fabric like almost like starlight. You see a chandelier has definitely been brought in because I believe between Serafima and Donovan, you've been to this hotel a number of times for different reasons. But a chandelier has been brought in as the crystal material kind of sparkles in the lower light setting, casting these fading colors across all those who have gathered, and they, all, much like yourselves, look immaculate. There are glasses being passed around by other individuals who are dressed in not waiter uniforms, but much like how you have your employees, they are dressed impeccably well, but they are clearly in service positions as glasses are passed around and people are talking amongst each other. And if both of you could give me a perception. This is not Dungeons and Dragons. A
Wits awareness?
awareness, yes. And Clyde, if you'd like to give me one as well, because you're looking through the camera that is hidden in Donovan's lapel.
Gonna throw on some heightened senses. It does not look like anything is gonna destroy my eyesight
Not
in
at
the
all.
process.
The live musicians that they have here
Might as
are
well.
are playing. Theirs doesn't seem to be loud. It's comforting more than.
Yeah. I'm rousing my wits just because I feel like I should rouse my wits in this fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
All right. Wits awareness.
2.
That number.
A
All
3.
right, 3 successes. Excellent. I'll wait for Clyde's as well. All right, 2. Okay, so, Serafima, you do spot Karen, who is currently speaking with kindred that you do not recognize. They don't look to be anyone of Chicago, peerage, or anything of the like. But she is having a very seemingly lively conversation. She is smiling and being very, what is the word? Gesticulating a lot with her hands. So you do spot her. And I think it's with 2 successes. Donovan, you see definitely looks secluded on the tables that are further back away from the mingling crowd. You for sure see 2 individuals. One is they're just passing by. One is the kindred that Madame Devika, your Toreador regular, has spoke to you about and requested to deliver the letter. And then you also
Okay.
see Jason Newberry.
Of fucking course he's here. Of fucking course he's here. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be here?
So
Manipulative
They're
Toreadors?
monster.
yeah, so you see him kind of tucked away and looks like a one of the tables that there are a number of tables that are kind of hidden within more of the fabric that's used to block off some of the more obtrusive view of the city. But it looks like he's tucked away, and you see him talking, but you don't see who else he's speaking to. And Clyde, yeah, with two specifically, you looking through the camera lens. You see it for a split second. From looking at your position where Donovan is on the very far into the left hand side, you see someone is like standing in the corner of the room, and they have a like they have a wine glass and they're talking, but you're very weirded out because everyone seems to be talking to them like they know who they're talking to, but you see through your camera lens that's a Nosferatu everyone's talking to. She's wearing a deep cut red sequins dress that stops about mid thigh, and she seems to be engaging in conversation, and no one seems to be bothered the fact that there's a Nosferatu, and it only comes to your attention because you're like, Toreadors don't hang out with Nosferatus.
Oh, and they don't talk to them all casually and not look for
Mhm.
roles.
Very
Seraphina was weird, so she's an
Mhm.
exception. Everyone else,
Absolutely.
I know her.
Give me let's see, what would be appropriate here?
Politics, etiquette.
Politics, etiquette, well,
It's like something like
intelligence
that.
for sure. I would say intelligence, intelligence, politics, or intelligence insight. I think that's what I usually use for memory.
Okay. Sure, yeah. I don't think I add anything to this.
Okay.
That's 3.
Yeah. Are you satisfied with 3 successes?
I'll do a willpower reroll for that too. Yeah.
Okay.
One more.
Nice.
4 successes. Yeah, you know that kindred. Her name is Vicky, and she's one of the least popular members of the, of the Nosferatu, because not only does she work for Waneka, she also has done jobs for hold on, let me get her name. I'm so sorry. Goodness, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Good.
Okay. There are literally so many people in Chicago.
Are so many.
She also has done jobs for Bronwyn, who runs, the Blue Velvet and is a pretty popular Malkavian amongst Chicago, as her and Waneka have worked a lot. Most of the time they are kind of butting heads because she also has an information around Chicago.
Okay.
Do you let us know that?
You have comms or like
we for sure have
yeah.
pieces.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure. I tell Donovan that.
Yeah. Donovan, when Clyde points it out, you don't see a Nosferatu.
Yeah, I
see,
assumed.
Yeah, you see a very striking young woman with like this mix of most of her hair is black, but she has this bright teal underneath that she's braided up into like a side braid over her shoulder. She's stunning to look at, but if she's a Nosferatu, she is
Mm-hmm.
definitely hidden amongst some interesting company.
You said red dress.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Donovan's like, oh, well, a red dress. Oh, she must not have your ability, Clyde. I'm like, because all I see is a stunning woman with raven hair. What's her name again?
Vicky.
Mhm.
That's not to
Uh,
my taste,
Vicky.
but do whatever you want.
Vicky.
Vicky, yeah.
Vicky. Understood. I think good for the heads up.
Uh,
All right.
yeah, Serafima also like points out where Corinne is for Donovan.
I
Um,
go, okay. Thank you. And Corinne isn't the woman that our person asked us to deal with, right?
No.
Right. And that's cool. Then, yeah, Donovan will look to Serafima and go, I believe that is who our friend told us about. Gesturing to the woman, which I don't remember her name. I definitely don't have it written down. Do I? Did
Anita,
I?
we're looking. Oh, are you talking about Madame Devika? Devika,
Is that her? Is that who we're here for?
the Toreador who asked us to deliver the letter.
Yeah, I'm asking specifically who are we delivering that to?
Anita, I believe is the name.
Anita.
Anita. Yes, Anita
Darling.
Toreador, Black Rose.
Excellent.
She is a
So,
Pacific Islander.
Yes, so I'll point out. I'll gesture the hand and just like hand on back and just be like, I think that's Anita over there. Also, I will just I will look like I'm adjusting something about your hair, but just very gently adjust where your head is to look. I feel like we've done this move a lot, and to put her eyes right on Jason Newberry.
Absolutely. You see him, Serafima.
She kind of gives a little bit of a grin. And it's like, how much do we want to play with him this evening?
Ooh, I don't think we should poke him too much, but I am going to definitely say hi. I would like to have some more evidence.
Are we attached at the hip?
Oh, this evening, I doubt it. This, I think it would be far more advantageous for us to split. After all, if we stand next to each other, everyone's going to be far too intimidated to talk to us.
Well, general manners would probably dictate that I at least introduce you to Corinne.
But I say we should walk together to go to speak to Corinne, and then after that, perhaps. I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, and Serafima, rather than returning the card to her clutch, she's kind of put it up on the inside of her sleeve.
Beautiful.
Understood.
I think, and then Donovan will lean back and just like look at her and be like, perfection. Like, all right, well, by your lead, and I'll offer my arm.
Takes it.
You-
to Corinne.
Yeah, you cross the room to introduce Donovan and your is it pay homage to the hostess? I forget what the actual proper terminology is.
I'm
Pay
sure
respects
there's
at least.
Yeah.
There
yeah,
we
of
go.
course.
That's the thing. Yeah. The kindred around Corinne smile politely.
Now
But
that we're closer, would there be any way to like roll to see who the fuck these are?
absolutely, it's definitely going to be. Intelligence politics still makes sense to me. Here.
Would status help at all?
Absolutely, it would.
Okay.
I should have made that. So going forward, anytime there's a politics roll made in this event, status is for sure going to help with these tests.
I'm imagining Donovan would also try to figure out who the frack we're coming up to also. Total of 3.
Okay.
So this is a politics roll for
Mhm.
To,
To see if
because
you
Corinne was
recognize-
talking and gesticulating to other people. It's not just her; it's a group.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
trying to figure
as we get
out
closer, can I
kind of
notice who
who's
the fuck
there.
these are?
Mhm.
Kind of who's there. Awesome. So if Seraphim is doing that,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I would like to try and maybe decipher something else about Corinne.
Absolutely.
And about how people are interacting with her and how
Mhm.
this Voob is. Could I make an etiquette roll?
Absolutely.
I kind of want to see what's the vibe here. How should Donovan act to feel like? I mean, Donovan is one of the wealthy and 1% and elite and all that good stuff, but this isn't about human social packs. This is vampire shit. So
Understood.
this is a weird vampire club. So I guess Donovan wants to look around and see if he can decipher how to act properly. So I'm guessing that would probably, since I'm looking around for it and looking at her and looking at people, probably like a wits.
If you're looking around intently and see, I would push that even into resolve. But if you're going on just like if you're going based on like instincts and making, well, I guess because you're walking up to her trying to make this
Yeah,
decision.
I'm trying
wit,
to make
like,
this decision as
on the fly. Yeah, so wits definitely would apply.
Okay, all right. What's it? Wits etiquette.
So
Then you had aroused your wits.
yeah,
I had, yes.
which will last for the scene. So
Mhm.
I will say, so while you get your roll in, I'll actually go ahead and make your roll, and then I can give all the information out.
Okay, cool.
And
Damn it, my etiquette. I do have a specialty in etiquette, but I don't think it applies here.
What's your specialty?
Ventru.
No,
No.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But would the status work on this as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we're in kindred society right now, your status would definitely, I think, aid. Yes.
Excellent. 2. I think I'm gonna spend my first point of willpower.
Okay.
I would like to re-roll. 3 is better than 2, in my opinion.
3 is better than 2. Yeah.
Agreed.
So, Serafima, you definitely recognize that there are 2 people in the crowd. Oh, that it's kind of like tried to circle around her before she's dismissed them. 2 of them are definitely also a part of like Annabelle's like gaggle that follows her.
The Beret Brigade, got it.
The Beret Brigade, absolutely. And one of them, you have seen them also hanging out with Brett. She is a very petite blonde woman, like a spattering of freckles on her face. And you remember her name. 3 is enough for her name.
Cool.
Is Madeline. She definitely seems a lot more comfortable around Brett than she ever did with oh goodness, I'm forgetting Annabelle. I forgot the Primogen's name for a second.
There are a lot of them. It's okay.
But you've definitely seen them, and the moment they saw you, they kind of tried to disperse to you.
Yeah, I don't go chasing after them. We're heading to the hostess.
Yeah. If I haven't described already for Donovan, what Corinne looks like as you try to see how to act amongst this crowd. She is slightly above average height. Definitely a lot more cherubic than you would have expected of a woman of her age. Who she looks like she was embraced into her probably later 20s, maybe early 30s, but her pale hair, bright blue eyes, high rounded cheeks definitely make her look more innocent. But there is still something in the back of your mind that is uneasy at the sight of her. It just makes you it just feels discomforting. But you definitely, whatever you would have as you see her gesticulating and talking, the way she's moving, this woman very much considers that she is here because she is doing everyone else a favor. That is the air of what she gives off. Like, I am here hosting this event and you are welcomed for it. And that seems to be her attitude toward anyone that she's talking to.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, you can base it off of that. Everyone else that you can see seems to be operating like any Camarilla would at court, but her in particular, she has a self-importance about it.
And other people are reacting to her in a sort of sycophantic way.
Exactly.
Okay. Do I feel with the 3 in mind? Do I feel? I mean, I'm gonna make a wild guess and see she probably doesn't respect most of the people who are being sycophantic, but she is being like giving them attention and whatnot. Cool.
I'll give you that.
Do I think with 3 successes I would know how to perhaps, or unless this is a different role, perhaps, say or act a way that would, like, not maybe earn her respect, but at least make it seem like I respect her, but I am not a sycophant.
Yeah,
Because while Donovan is supposed to be blending in, he also needs to be better than other people.
He's a Ventru.
Yeah, I am a Ventru, and I need to be better than other people.
Absolutely. I think this would lean
Something to make her see me a little bit more like a peer, even if a baby peer.
I think this would be relying more on your manipulation than your charisma, for sure.
Absolutely.
So definitely would be a manipulation persuasion if you wanted to break that cycle of what she's been in, like, with.
Okay, so if I could come up and talk to her, I can do that to try and come up with a thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I was just saying something to know to. Right.
Oh, to know. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I'm going to say because you passed with your etiquette roll,
Yeah.
when you introduce yourself to her, it's not you definitely would know how to. Sorry, let me get all my words together. Your 3 successes with your etiquette, you know how to react to this woman that would placate her, but not make you subjugated to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subservient, anything.
Subservient, yeah.
Yeah.
And could you as the storyteller give me an insight into what that would be?
Absolutely. Let me I think it would be more of a discussing the party has no interest to her.
Right.
I think it's more of a I don't know how to describe this at all.
Showing interest in her, like genuinely, like her interests.
Not so much that.
Seems more sucky uppy.
Yeah, I think I think what it falls down to is events like this for Donovan and you having experience with older kindred. This is not just a part for a woman like this. This is a different type of battleground. And for her who has built this for people to come into, I think what would help you give homage would be more of a observation of her skills, or perhaps showing genuine interest as to the thin bloods of the thin bloods, like, if that makes sense. Like
okay. I think I've got something to say. I think that's really good. Okay, cool, awesome. Just kind of Donovan's just make notes, because this is, again, of course, it's never just a party. I mean, there are people who do think this is just a party, and that's why they're nobodies. But Serafima and Donovan, I know we're coming into this of like, cool. So we're rolling initiative, coming into battle, get our swords out, and just like this is our equivalent of that.
Mhm.
You know, we might not rip people's throats out with our bare hands.
We're
But,
social samurai, yes.
Yes, but this is our thing. So yeah, so I think Donovan has everything he really needs to go talk to this woman. So yeah, but obviously I'm interested to see what happens when we come up.
Excellent. Yeah, when you walk up, Serafima, Corinne immediately stops talking to whoever she was speaking to when she spots you, meets you the rest of the way. Does the European kid just both sides of your cheek?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, "Ah, darling, it is so good to see you. You look divine.
I have to say the same of you.
This is nothing. So, I hope that you are enjoying yourselves. We have refreshments out, as well as the rest of the event will come once those who are important enough to show up.
We couldn't deprive ourselves of your presence and company, and obviously, we must see those who, I don't know, don't fully see the potential of such an event.
It's very true.
Uh,
Now,
now, can I introduce you? And like making a gesture to Donovan.
yeah, she turns and eyes Donovan up and down.
Corinne, this is Donovan Shaw.
Yeah,
Ah,
I think enchanted, Corinne. And may I just comment, the use of thin bloods in this particular kind of event, I will say, is, well, revolutionary might be a bit much, but future minded. It's fantastic. And
yeah.
gives her a smile.
Go ahead and make me that manipulation charisma roll if you can.
Absolutely. Manipulation, persuasion.
Yes. Sorry.
Excellent.
Taking a sip.
I don't think this is my specialty in persuasion will not apply here.
No,
Does
no
she
negotiation.
find? Does she find me attractive?
Of course she does. She has eyes.
Excellent. Does my status matter in my voice here
Yes,
to her?
it does.
Yes, it does.
Remember, if you want, you could take half.
This is very true.
Oh,
I keep forgetting that.
thank you for reminding me. Because if I take half right now, that will be a total of 9, 12. So
Total of 6.
yeah, I'm gonna take half.
For 6 successes.
For 6 successes.
All right. I do have to ask, as my story is solely position, are you comfortable with 6 successes?
I think I am.
Okay. Yeah. She definitely looks at you for a long time. But
I show her shark eyes.
mhm. And then she smiles very brightly and says, "You know, there are not a lot of Ventru who would admit to something like that. And the fact that you did shows, well, honestly, it makes my night."
He goes, then my night is made as well. And he other smiles and goes, and I think you'll find there aren't really any Ventrus like me.
I do believe that.
It's in Chicago and alive anyway.
Oh. Serafima, he's definitely a keeper.
Well, have to hold on to the good ones.
Now, I can't tell you exactly who all is here for tonight's festivities as part of the position as host.
Of course.
But I will say there are some people worth knowing. And perhaps if you're feeling adventurous, this of course is a time to wheel and deal with some of the more different aspects of our society. And I do hope you enjoy yourself.
More like-minded, for sure.
Indeed. Ah. Now, I will leave you off to be, but if you ever have need of me, you'll find me doing whatever as a hostess that I need to do. And Serafima, I will be stealing you later this.
Then I will see you then.
Wonderful. And she turns and just goes back to the others that have gathered.
Very quietly, it's like, did you feel as uncomfortable upon first seeing her?
I will slip my hand around Seraphima's waist and kind of go down to look like maybe I'm gonna do something to her neck, but I definitely just whisper because I know these Toreador bitches.
Yeah, it's
are
why like super
are
quiet.
everywhere. Yeah,
Yep.
our dead quiet. Our way of thinking is just that barely whisper talking of like, it feels that her entire body is covered in an oil slick. I think I have a little doubt that she is at least a serial Diablerist. Because I get a very similar feeling from Newberry.
Like mines.
He comes back and smiles at that. He goes, "It's so tiring. It's so tiring being so fucking clever and so fucking efficient all the time. Don't you think so?" By the way, all of you guys are hearing this. Like,
Yeah, you guys can hear it. To the
Everything
headset.
over the mic.
Yep.
for sure. Just like,
Eli is reclining as much as he can in the back of the van.
Have you thrown a
which-
beanbag chair in there?
No, I if Wraith has not punched me yet, my head is just in his lap. Just staring up at the van.
You're
Mhm.
Mike.
You muted Jesse.
Wraith is doing the best to contain himself. He understands, okay, this is the Pythos. I understand.
They're
please
weird.
He is unique. He is special. He's a snowflake.
It's like, tell
If
me
I
a
punch
story.
him, I might kill him.
It's true. If you punch me,
Very
you might
true.
kill me.
Yep. Tell me a story about societal oppression.
Tell me a story, Papa.
Wraith, we live in a society.
We live in a.
So that got me.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
Pythos,
think
yes, we do.
I think while we're still kind of close, it's like, do we want
Mhm.
to try and basically see who's here, or do we want to wait for more arrivals?
Yes. I think that's a good idea. I think we should do one round in each other's arms, spot out who's here, and then break off and attack.
I'm assuming you would like to break off before we hit our cringy friend in the corner.
Yes, no, I believe that one I would very much prefer to tackle alone. If only one of us has to be exposed to him, might as well be me. Like, besides, too many other people would want your attention.
Well, then let's do a round, see who we can see, and then we will see how some of this festivity is going to go out, because we'll see what exactly Curran plans to steal me for later.
Yes. No, yeah. I think I think the thing is we have kind of spotted who we were going to spot because we made that roll, right, Serena?
Yes, you did.
Okay, cool. So I think since we've spotted who we spot, then I think maybe we break off and go talk to some people. Who do you want to talk to, Serafima?
Well, the only two that I had personally kind of identified were the two of the brigade, Beret Brigade. Madeline, who's close to Brett, and then the other one is kind of probably more low key if I'm not recognizing their name and face. But a general is like, oh yeah, you normally wear a beret. Yeah, I think she would probably head over towards Madeline, but she would absolutely want to see if she can overhear anything regarding the Nosferatu that got pointed out.
Absolutely. Give me a wits awareness roll, and then you can add your dots and spec if you're using heightened senses.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, we'll. Do I want to willpower that? This is totally a social combat night. Do I want to use it? No, we'll stick with one. It'd be nice, but it's not a high priority for me for this NOS.
Yeah, absolutely. So with one success, you do realize they're not calling her Vicky.
Okay.
They are calling her Sarah. That seems to be the kindred that everyone is addressing her as. But what distracts you from it is you hear, on the barest of a whisper, someone calling your name. Like, and you can hear it. Looks like if you turn your head, you see your sister.
Yay. Lovely. I turn completely around.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the first time Clyde and everybody is catching this on camera too.
Absolutely, yeah. Where Serafima turns to on your guys' screen, you see Serafima. She is dressed in a dark green gown with a low neckline, but the collars of it around her shoulders open up. Her hair done up high and out of her face, and she doesn't look like she's staring at, well, who you know has the camera. It looks like she's just very casually talking to or at the bar, leaning on the side. And the way that she's leaning, you definitely see Serafima lean on things. Like it's.
I'm
is
going to
very
pick up
strange.
Eli's head and point it towards the screen.
Yeah.
Or like, just, what?
And it's like look at the
Gently.
screen, and now she's like, "Oh yes, that'll be what my vision was about for sure, absolutely. Be careful with that one."
And Serafima, if you could give me a wits insight to know which one this is.
Which one? Emotion would not help me for specialty on insight, correct?
Not on this one.
That's what I thought. I don't think politics or anything will help me. Not status. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else. With my heightened senses up with sight, would that help me?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
All right.
Total of 4.
Yeah, 4 successes. If you are satisfied with that.
Yeah. I would only be able to reroll 1 die.
Mm-hmm. This, it is Lynette, the one who was embraced just before you.
Yeah.
You can
The
tell
one you
her,
replaced.
yeah, her eyes that are identical to yours, except for her left eye has that just barest fair hint of gold in the bottom of the iris.
Yeah, almost sub-vocally, but enough for like the mic to catch. She says, Lynette.
You all hear her name's Lynette.
Yeah, I think readjust, make her way a little further down the bar.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So are you? Well, so to clarify, are you staying away from her, or are you?
I think it's enough for her to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like recognition of like, yes, I see you're here, but I don't know what you want.
Absolutely. So it's a long time before, not a long time, but she turns and looks at you, and there is a at least long for kindred as you can just stare at each other for a while before she pushes off the counter and closes the distance over to you.
Lynette?
Serafima, you look well.
So do you.
I wasn't expecting to see you here.
I can honestly say the same.
So
What brings you
Chicago.
to Chicago?
Well, circumstances. I could ask why you settled here of all places.
I had to wrap things up in New York, and considering the situation there, I made my way up here. See how the Americans do everything compared to the court that we're both very familiar with.
When you didn't come back home, we were all very distraught.
Eli mouths is like, all to Wraith.
Well, I did let
Wraith
her know.
blinks.
You did. And then you left.
I figured one less would possibly help create a little more breathing room for everyone.
Are you sure that's what you thought?
Well, it also doesn't help to see as many faces as similar to one another in the same city.
Guess not. But but here you are. Someplace new, you've settled, seem very nicely. A Ventrue, of all things. No. You always did go after what was safe.
Well, this one I didn't go after.
Lured him in, the usual way.
By doing a good job at what I do? Yes. Yes, I did.
Well, I guess it's only fair now that we both know that we're in the city to let you know that I'm staying for a while.
Do you need any help settling in? Or?
No, I don't. It's actually quite lucrative being sometimes mistaken for her. It's gotten me a lot of doors opening in because people just tend to keep talking before I correct them.
Well,
So I'm more than fine.
it's amazing to see what kind of reach she has even over here.
She gets around.
Considering how long she's been around, that makes sense, yes.
But it would be very exciting if you would introduce me to the kindred you've put into your orbit. After all, we're sisters. Well, closer sisters.
Well, I can help assist for some introductions this evening, but what what do you hope for while you're here in the city? That way I can maybe help direct you into channels that are advantageous.
I haven't decided yet. I wanted to see what kept you at bay for so long. Across the pond, and it's all rather exciting. Even though we're all Camarilla, it's very different.
I know, considering all of the Anarch and other faction activity, it leaves things a little bit more energetic.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd be happy to meet the venture that you brought.
Well, we can definitely go see if we can intrigue him into a conversation. Yeah, and insight.
Absolutely, you can.
Oh,
Mhm.
the insight.
Mm?
So what would you like for this one?
What are you inciting?
Basically,
Her intentions with my Donovan.
Her intentions and everything.
like she wants to like read just she knows how layered Lynette is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I know some of what's coming out of her mouth is true, but like I'm searching for those kernels of like
Mm-hmm.
because she's so familiar with like lies and shit like that, she's trying to catch them.
Gotcha. So definitely, it's gonna be insight. But I feel like you know, Lynette, that it's gonna be more than just wits. I think it leans more toward resolve. Because you're just so you know Lynette so well, and you're trying to dig deep down in there. I feel like it could be, or even
Would
I feel like
manipulation work?
I don't think because you're not trying to convince Lynette of anything
That's
on
cool.
your side or anything. So it'll be your choice whether you want to choose wits or if you want to use resolve.
I've got more in wits.
Mm.
Would emotion help me for? Okay, and then would heightened senses also still apply with this for like?
I think it would definitely still apply if you're using either sight or hearing, just
Yeah.
to try to find those minute things in her voice or in her body movement.
Okay, so 2, 5, 6, 7.
And you can always take half, which is
Yeah.
rounded down.
Trying to think if I have anything else that helps.
Mm-hmm.
That won't. That won't. That won't. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that would really assist me.
Mm.
Because it's not like she's going to find me attractive.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same face. Unless she finds
You have the
herself
same
attractive,
face.
then maybe.
Which, well, I don't know.
For a
I mean,
Toreador. Who knows?
Toreadors.
Okay, so...
It'd work on Parker.
Okay, so... Parker's not in this game. Alright, so there'd be a total of 7, which would mean 3 successes if I took half rounded down. Ooh. Do I want to take 3 or do I want to take the chance? I feel like I'd need more than 3. So yeah, we're gonna roll for it.
Gonna roll for it? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what you roll.
Wits, submit, add 2. Oh!
Oh boy. Okay.
Excitement.
God.
I knew I was gonna get at least
You got
one.
it.
But I say, I don't know. Is it Seraphim? Have you ever gotten a messy crit before?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, I have.
way
Have
at the
you?
beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. And
I'm just
definitely
trying
got
to
more.
see. I'm just trying to see what's gonna happen.
Total of 8 successes.
8 successes. So
What are your
you
intentions with my Donovan?
you definitely see that some things are true, but you definitely know there is a hidden agenda. And I am going to say what actually happens with this messy crit is, let me get my rulebook out in a second. So, Serafima, with give me one second. Sorry, I'm looking up compulsions right now. This is what could possibly as to what would happen. So,
Yeah, mine deals with some architecture shit.
This is true, but I think what you definitely is hinting at is that Lynette definitely knows more about Donovan than she's letting on. And the fact that she's immediately interested in him is going to... So this is a choice for you. I think it would spark a paranoia compulsion in Seraph.
Okay.
Because what you also see happen is that little flint of gold that always made Lynette different than the others of you disappears. Like it wasn't actually there. And I think so the consequences of your messy critical is that you will be under the paranoia compulsion, because how deep does this lie go? Like, there is a spark in you that your beast takes over that this might not even be Lynette.
Okay, yeah.
Woof.
Just that anxiety that sparks the inner animal in you. So the rules for a paranoia compulsion is you are going to treat everyone with suspicion. Your beast is agitated already. Something is not right.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after hearing about like Eli's premonition and shit. It's like, yep. Yep. Yeah, so I think like it's a slow walk to kind of get over to Donovan, because like maybe Calm's crew is like, hey, heads up. Who knows? But like she absolutely like takes her time, because it's like she wants to formulate as much of like subtle wordplay in her head when like she talks to Donovan on this.
Absolutely. So as you're crossing the room, we'll go to see what Donovan was doing while you were talking to Lynette.
Sure.
Donovan, you wanted to talk to someone specific as well?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few, but I think we can easily begin the evening off. I would like to talk to Sarah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you cross the room. There are a couple of other kindred there just having a conversation, and she smiles up at you. Even in heels, she's beneath your height. So yeah, you have to look down at her to talk to her, and she smiles up at you. It's just like, hello.
Like, good evening. Like, I have to say, I'm new to one of these events, and so I'm just trying to get to know everyone. And you look like someone worth getting to know. He just puts a hand down. Donovan Shaw.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. She sticks her hand out. Shakes.
Yeah, it shakes it. Um, yeah. I will say, is she wearing like an earring or something?
Yeah, that you can see.
Cool. I think when I shake her hand, I go, "Oh, forgive me," and I will like reach over and like brush her hair out. I go, "Oh, you have like very lovely earrings," and I think I'll just get closer, and I will just say very quietly, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, "Hi, Vicky."
Yeah, you feel her go that vampire still.
Mm-hmm.
And then she you feel if your hand, are you still holding her hand?
Yep.
You feel it tighten around yours, super
Yeah.
strength wise.
Oh, absolutely.
mm-hmm.
Good. 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 Good.
And she goes, "Hi."
Like, I'll lean back.
Yeah, her
Like, I
smile's
don't.
super tight now.
Yeah, I go. I don't suppose we could possibly. Well, like you'd be interested in going somewhere to talk a little more privately.
I almost feel obligated to.
He smiles, just like excuse us, and just
Mm-hmm.
very much like like armor around her, but like the way a gentleman does to a lady, and
Absolutely.
walks to what I would probably try and perceive, knowing Toreador events, as a more private area
Of
to talk a little
course.
more
Mm-hmm.
quietly.
Mm. You can find past some of the more free hanging sheer panels that there are plenty of tables that are hidden away.
Hmm. Um, I think yeah. So we kind of go there, and then I'll
Mm.
just very quietly, I think just be like, I think just be like, well, first of all, I think you look great.
Mm.
Love the dress.
Thank you.
Like, uh, I am interested. I am interested to know why you're here. Like, are you here because Waneka has certain interests here?
No, Bronwyn does. So,
Bronwyn, Bronwyn. Uh, can I do an insight on that?
absolutely.
Fantastic. Yeah. Do. What has happened now? Oh, that's a crit.
Is a clean crit. Clean crit. Nice. So that's
Clean crit. 7.
Nice.
7 successes. Yeah, she's here for other reasons too. You definitely one thing
Ooh.
that you definitely pick up with 7 successes, she seems to be having a ball being in a field of Toreadors and them have no idea what she
Oh,
actually
of
is.
course.
But she very much just admitted that she was here on Bronwyn instead of Waneka's
Which is why
orders.
I was like, that's suspicious.
Yeah, and she's here for other reasons.
Cool. Like for other reasons that I don't believe are either Waneka or
Yeah,
Bronwyn adjacent.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I go, oh, Bronwyn. Interesting. Interesting. Uh, uh, I had noticed that your perfume smelled a little bit of bullshit. Like, kind of stares at her and it goes, Vicky, I'm not here to fuck with whatever you're doing here, and
Just
I know you.
insult me, right?
Like, like, he's, as well as he goes, it was an illusion to that you have just lied to me. Your perfume smells fine.
Thank you.
Like, but, mm, but I think I am very I think I am unsubtly threatening that I could completely out you here quite honestly and easily. Um, so in exchange, why don't you tell me a little bit of what you're doing here? Because it's not for Waneka, and it's definitely not for Bronwyn. I think I might be the only Ventru here. Bronwyn is a little more interested in another part of politics. Also, I think you're quite. Never mind. He won't say that. But just like so, why don't you tell me why you're really here? I mean, I can tell you're having a blast, and honestly, it is hilarious.
Right?
Well, like, because they just have no idea, do they?
No, they don't.
And
I'm very good at it. Oh,
it's not bad. Like, I will say, you look great. I mean, you are a raven-haired vision. I will say,
thank you.
like,
Uh,
she flips hair that is not there.
yeah.
Like,
Her hair is fully in a braid and she is not touching it.
mhm.
um, um, yeah, you do have her in a tight spot, but go ahead and give me would this be charisma or manipulation?
This is manipulation.
Manipulation, intimidation.
Cool. Yeah, I'm absolutely like, yeah.
Mhm.
This is, yeah, yeah. Um. Secret destroyer. Oh, I do have a specialty in intimidation for kindred. Does that
Absolutely,
work?
this will play here.
Alrighty. All right, here we go. 5.
5.
Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, she crosses her arms and definitely does not want to tell you. But you have her in a tight spot, and 5 is really good. She just okay. I got into a pretty bad, like, so I don't know if you know her at all, but this Anita Wainwright.
Yeah, I know, Anita.
Yeah. I've had issues with her in the past, and she was in town. I kind of fucked up when she went to red number 5. Got in bad with Adzi and Bennett. So Adzi gave me a job, and I'm kind of double dipping.
Is that so?
Yeah.
So while you're here, so you're here. What does Adzi want you to look into?
There is he has suspicions on a kindred about some of the things that they do, and he just wants me to confirm or deny that they show up tonight.
And that kindred is.
Malkavian Primogen.
There he goes. Nods. Here for a similar reason. That makes sense. He tried to get that box the other week. Interesting. So that's what Adzi is here having you do. And I think, and you're also here for Anita?
Yes. she's
Mm-hmm.
she's got she's got a thing where she likes to take people from specifically from other kindred, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just seeing what she's doing out here tonight, and then maybe blow up her car. That's just a personal thing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
I
also
will.
believe that she's working with some of
She's some of who?
she's working with the Anarchs too. At least I think.
You really?
Yeah.
That would explain a thing or two.
What?
You see, Vicky, I'm here for my own reasons as well, and I do know Anita, and I am not a friend of hers, I will tell you. So don't worry about that. Also, I respect your double dip, and I respect the hustle.
Listen, girls gotta eat.
Absolutely. uh, it's like, Listen, so Adzy's got your they got your well,
He's got me, but he's just got me straight back,
yeah,
pretty much.
interesting. Listen, I'm not exactly. Listen, I'm not gonna out you. I should, because I am a bit of a thing with Adsy, but I think more
What does you
voices.
having a thing with Adsy have to do with me and my job?
Isn't that just the way of things? Cat's paws always, never quite always make it back under the door. But it's an older reference. But I don't think we have to make trouble for one another even a little. So how about this? I won't out you at all. In fact, if you need some help in the thing, I would offer my assistance as well. We don't mind. In exchange, one, anyone you work for, just basically you don't mention I was there. I like don't mention anything about me or that I even existed here. I think, and perhaps then maybe you can help me a bit. I think a bit with what I'm doing. I think, and more importantly, like bit what I'm doing, and that exchange can happen. And perhaps I can offer you something a little more, something that will help you eat quite more easily if perhaps you could work a little job for me.
I'm kind of in a position where I still want to ask, what's the job?
Oh, I mean, that's easy. That's no, like it's spying on Adsy.
You want me to spy?
Well, not him specifically.
But him adjacent?
Red number 5.
Look. Okay,
I'm looking.
so I'm gonna be super honest with you.
Very good.
You not out saying you're not gonna out me if I spy on red number 5.
No, that you
Okay.
misunderstood what I have said.
Okay.
In exchange of me not outing, all right, listen up.
I'm all ears.
Like usually, uh, uh, for not outing you out here, like you will, when you report back to your spy masters, you will mention that I was not here, as in you won't mention me at all. I'm not in the report. Nothing. My attendance was nothing of note. Like that's one thing. Secondly, I would appreciate if things go wrong, we back each other up, as I think neither of us are here for quite the same reason everyone else is. Like, as I'm going to actually do something to Anita tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
she definitely gets really bright, like, ooh.
You're like, oh, it'll be good. So like you help. So basically, I don't tell you what's what, you don't tell them that, and you help me out a little bit. Like that's for not outing you. For spying on red number 5, I'm talking about a more actual, tangible reward for that payment.
Details?
Well, from what Clyde told me about Vicky, do I know what she likes or what she wants?
Yeah, I would say that Vicky gets the information that he does because she likes access that other Nosferatu don't have. That does include like other exclusive jobs. Like she's on Clyde's level. Like she likes fancy things.
Great. I go, like, in exchange, perhaps, I don't know, like a booth at the Aries in a more permanent holding position there.
What do you mean permanent?
As in, you will always have a booth at the Aries. And like, and access to. I mean, Vicky, have you ever had sanguine?
Once. And she just like sighs so sadly.
I go, how would you like to have sanguine? Well, when the mood strikes you.
I mean, look, I get you and yours probably get it all the time, but I would be a happy tick on sanguine blood all the time.
And that's what I'm offering.
I am definitely going to need a manipulation persuasion for sure.
That is 100% what's going on here. So,
Mhm.
can my specialty in convince help here?
Yes,
Also,
can.
does she think I'm hot?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, here we go. 5 successes.
5 successes. Yeah, she's just like, and you want me to just so specifically, what do you want me to spy on for red number 5? Like,
I want to know how it's blood, like how they get their blood, how, like what goes on in the back, the basic things that Adzi and Bennett have to deal with, and and I also really want to know what the relationship between Bennett and Adzi is like. Just find out some things for me. Come back and basically, as long as you're working for me in that booth will be open for you, even while the job is still ongoing.
all right, we're gonna have to put this in writing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah. I'm also going to talk to you a lot better than Adzi has talked to you, I'm guessing.
You don't know my workload.
I know Adzi. And I know his opinions on other Nosferatu.
Listen, I'm used to it, so I don't particularly care. But if you want to be nice to me, that's always good.
Like, get prepared to get used to a different form of treatment, I would say.
Okay. So, anything else you need from me, Mr. Shaw?
Not at the moment, but be ready.
I will.
Yeah. And I will say, like, be ready. So, if we get back to the party, and then Donovan is going to. Of course, you guys are going to see this. Of course, I've been hearing this the whole time.
Absolutely, the whole time.
Donovan is going to pull Vicky in and just fucking fully kiss her on the mouth.
Okay.
Like just right there, and then like pull off, and then like make sure he has a bit of lipstick on him, and go, all right. And then just we'll turn around and walk away.
Just happened? What just happened? Yes, you fully now walk away. And Serafima, you see Donovan parting a caravan lipstick on his face, or on his mouth, as he comes back.
Yep. Oh yeah, this is gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be so great.
I'm so excited.
Does Donovan see me / us?
Yeah.
I mean, I think what it said, Clyde and the others like let me know, like just like Donovan, Serafima is coming with another Serafima.
Yeah, absolutely.
After the makeout's done, we're like, cool, Donovan, there's a situation with Serafima 1 and Serafima 2. For you.
Like, I love it when you tell me of dangerous things in the vaguest way, Clyde. It's so helpful. But yeah, he'll just take that and walk out. Just be seen with the party, walk out, make sure maybe people see some lipstick before he wipes it off on a white handkerchief on purpose. Sell the illusion, and then walk in more. And I guess get intercepted by Serafima.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Serafima.
And Serafima.
Mhm.
You guys
Um,
were provided a name.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Lynette.
Oh, I know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think when Serafima comes up, I think he will just be like, "Oh, darling, there you are," and he just will pull you in and give you a kiss, I think, on your cheek, and put his waist around you when you look over, and he's gonna look at Lynette with absolutely no reaction because he's been mentally prepared for this, with
Absolutely.
absolutely no reaction in his eyes, and goes, and then maybe look between them, and as if like, oh, is she following you? Like, oh, is this your friend? Like, who's this?
Yeah. So Donovan, I am gonna need a composure subject.
Absolutely. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Um okay, composure subterfuge, composure subterfuge. How hungry am I? I'm not hungry at all. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna rouse.
Hey, rolling in
Killing
on the
it.
rouses.
Does attractive help at all? Or even this?
Yeah, it does
For
not.
lying? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
It
I had to
usually
throw
does
it
work
out.
for it does usually work for lying. In this situation, it does not apply.
Gotcha. Okay. I crit.
There we
yes,
go.
you
No,
did.
wait,
Clean crit.
Incredible.
So that is
Another clean
4,
crit.
5,
7.
6, 7 successes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think on 7 successes,
It
you
just break her a little bit.
You Uber
yeah,
heal.
there is like she has Seraphima's same small smile, but you definitely see her not blink for a very long time because it's just like okay. But she does like, nice to meet you. You must. My sister tells me your name is Donovan Shaw.
He goes, "Oh, that is correct. I'm sorry, I don't think I've had the pleasure." And wait, you said sister?
Mm-hmm.
Like look at Seraphima,
The
and of
next.
course, you know when I look back at you, so
Yeah.
she can't see my face. The eyes are just like, it's just mainly like concern. Are you okay?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I think like when you kind of like brought her in, like her hand
yeah,
went
yeah, yeah.
underneath the jacket, so like you feel
Mhm,
her like kind of like
mhm.
holding onto your side, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And like
Mhm.
you can tell like that's the only part of her that's really tense because like she's
Of
absolutely able
course.
to like
Loose.
hold
Yes.
a
Mhm.
show.
Yeah, I
Um,
think he definitely like lets the hand
but
be there for sure.
yeah, like gives a smile. Yes, Lynette.
Lynette. Like, lovely to meet you, Lynette. Lynette, I love your dress.
Thank you.
I also is the listen. I'm just saying right now.
Mm.
Is this dress French in any way?
It is
Hey,
absolutely.
Donovan knows everything about French
Mhm.
fashion. I mean, about a lot of high end products because he's involved with a lot of
Mhm.
stuff. Can Donovan like mention like
Mark the designer.
the mark the designer and like where it came from?
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, spring chiffon. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, and Lynette smiles over at you, Serafima. He's like, "You've taught him so well."
Well, it helps that there was a foundation to work from.
So at least that's what you can count on when it comes to Ventures.
stable foundations. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what brings you here? I would assume that you would be probably what this time of year, probably gallivanting somewhere in near the Mediterranean.
Well, that would normally be the plan, but I was wondering what kept the newest edition of our family far from home for so long, and I just had to see what all the fuss was.
That would be me.
Mm, seem. But I am very glad I apologize. I know you're enjoying the evening, but I just had to see for myself, and my sister was being
Oh,
very accommodating.
oh, absolutely no no trouble at all. Like I don't see like a problem.
Mhm.
I think in our meeting, very glad to have made your acquaintance. Why? But you didn't come all the way here to, especially this event, to see. Young Serafima. What business do you have in town? Perhaps, I mean, if you're a sister of Seraphima's, perhaps I could help in some way.
She offered the exact same thing,
Well, of
and
course.
yeah, she's always been generous. But no, I did. Well, what is it that you do? You venture are always doing something.
In what world?
I mean, doesn't matter. It's a little bit of everything.
There's like a
Mm,
slight, like very deliberate 1-2 like warning
Gotcha.
kind
No,
of a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Donovan definitely like strokes her hand of like, understood. Gotcha. Like, it goes, well, in one world I do one thing, in another world I do quite a different thing.
Mm.
Um, but predominantly, yes, I am in business.
Mhm.
I am I'm like a good old American. I am an active working capitalist.
Of course. Well, I wouldn't want to get into any strenuous details now with so many present company. But I do plan on staying in Chicago for some time, so if there's ever anywhere you'd like to meet up and continue having delightful discussions, I'd be happy to attend.
Absolutely. If I don't know if you have a ghoul here, but I think we could have our people.
Pass.
Pass on your people, and we'll we'll do a nice midnight lunch or something.
Oh, sounds delightful.
Mm.
Yeah, as you all are talking and discussing, there is like a chime that goes off in the room, and
Mhm.
the doors are opened as you see a number of people who are varying in ages, at least in appearance, but they are all dressed. Even the women among them are dressed in tuxedos with bright red bow ties. And all of them, you see Bronco among them, and you see Flyboy, who has been, you definitely
Please tell me.
he has his arm in a cast still, but it's sleek and black and still like part of the accoutrement. And they have definitely tried to put makeup on him to hide some of the bruises that are healing, but he still looks very badly in recovery because he has to heal like a person.
Yeah,
um
yeah. He's also malnourished because I
yeah.
haven't fed him
Mhm.
since I've had him.
Absolutely. The what little food that is out, some of the others that you see are immediately going to it. Flyboy doesn't like move, especially Donovan once you become in his island.
Hmm.
Um,
Donovan just smiles when he sees him.
absolutely. And you definitely notice some of the other kindred in the crowd are watching everyone with a red bow tie.
Hmm.
And Serafima, with your paranoia up, I think right now, especially with your heightened senses, you see among the crowd is a young woman, maybe about 19, 20. She has bandages wrapped around. You see poking out from the sleeves of her tuxedo jacket. Both of her hands are wrapped in bandages. Uh, the hollows, like there are dark shadows under her eyes, and her eyes are have a very strange quality to them. They are fully darkened, almost like they're hollowed, except for these small pinpricks of red. And it looks like there are scars underneath her eye, like they're deep burn marks. And a number of these individuals definitely look like they are worse for wear, but like your paranoia is spiked as it is, you pick her out immediately in the crowd. And downstairs where you guys are in your van, if you all of you could give me a wits awareness roll.
Van people.
Van people.
Live in a van. If I turn on Sense the Unseen, will that work through electronics?
It doesn't say it doesn't, because I know there are specific powers that you need specific abilities in order for it to work through electronics. You know what? I'm going to say it will work through electronics. That's what I'll say.
Cool. I will turn on Sense the Unseen.
Absolutely. All right.
Oh, nice, Marcus. I'm also going to I'll rouse my wits. Why not?
Okay.
I'm not doing anything
Go ahead and make
tonight.
that rouse check. So for you, Eli, it'll be wits, aspects.
I get hungrier. Wits aspects, you say?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I'll use a willpower to
Okay.
to reroll 2 of those.
Go ahead.
Hey, that turns it into a crit.
It turns it into a crit. Very nice.
Holy
Very nice.
shit.
I'm checking some things out in a second.
I was not expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from a 2 to a 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Me and Wraith just
So-
like this close to the screen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Clyde
like,
just in the
move your
back, like, I'm not
fucking
even
head.
gonna try anymore. I can't even see.
I can't even see.
It has the hat on in the van. I
Yeah.
can't.
So
No.
Fully
with
Clyde in the
your
way.
with your
Right.
crit and Wraith,
+1 there.
you and like Eli, you see on through the camera lens where Serafima is staring at this young woman who has the bandages on her hand.
Mhm.
You can see you can see it's kind of hidden, like it was purposely trying to be hidden, but you see it with Sense the Unseen. There is what does that bring the total? 6 total. So yeah. You see a mark on her forehead that is incredibly difficult to see, even with Sense the Unseen. And go ahead and make me a intelligence occult roll as Wraith. What you see with your 4 successes, from where you all are parked, you can see looks like one of the back entrances that a lot of the employees go through, and you see the door open, and coming out from what looks like the alleyway opposite of where the van is parked, there are 5 people, and you can definitely tell they have at least a little bit of flush to their skin. When they exhale, there is breath on 2 of them. One of them is breathing, and there's no exhalation of like cold from them. As the door opens, and they're all dressed in finery, but you definitely see one of them definitely has a firearm hidden underneath their jacket, and one has a duffel bag over their shoulder, and it looks like they're moving inside.
I have roused my intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
and I will take half, which is 4.
4, yeah. You see a symbol on that's kind of embraced into their forehead that's very hard to pick up, that reads puppet.
Puppet?
Mm-hmm. And it looks like it is definitely an activated blood sorcery, because you can see it glowing very faintly. And Wraith, a part of those people that you see, is there even where they're wearing fancy like get up, you see one of them's adjusting his jacket, and you see on the side of his neck is a large tattoo of a sun.
Oh, great. I bully my way into Clyde's lap so that I can talk into like a
He's
microphone
just
to
like
someone.
pulling on mine. Like, I got Eli. Okay.
Odd looking woman with the bandages all over her hands and the spooky eyes is under some sort of blood sorcery. She has a symbol on her head that says puppet. I suspect she's being controlled by someone.
As you
And
all
then like Wraith bullies
Wraith just grabs the headset and just pulls it to him.
Back.
What am I doing?
Except, yeah, Wraith, I like how Wraith actually does that. He pulls, but before he says, he goes, "Oh, what am I doing?" And just like puts it back.
Thank you. Okay, everyone calm down. All right.
Tell them that there are 5 men entering from the rear. They have one of them has
I-
a tattoo of a sun on his neck.
Relay that. Also that they are armed.
Mhm,
Just saying.
absolutely.
Oh,
And
things are about
as-
to go down.
yeah, as you get that all of that information bombarding into your guys' ears, as you're like, as Corinne like calls into attention and says like, I want to give a wonderful welcome to the lowest of us who have been so uniquely blessed and cursed in their predicament. And tonight we give them purpose as they sustain those of us above. And I hope you all truly enjoy this sampling of what is deserved of those of us who earned the right. And as there's another chime, you definitely feel the tension in the room turn, as at least the ones that are like Flyboy, the Thin Bloods, who probably were not treated well, seem to immediately know what's going on. As you see some of the other guests, their fangs are starting to descend. But the woman with bandages, you see her hands begin to glow very brightly to a point where Serafima and Donovan, your vampire senses are sending you warning signs as the messages from the others
no,
are coming in from downstairs. And that is where we're going to end our session for the evening.
Fuck.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Listen, it's not a vampire party unless something goes, sideways.
That woman's about
Exactly.
to explode into sunlight is what
it's
she's
cool.
gonna do.
probably, yeah.
I hope that you all enjoyed watching us here tonight. And if you can't follow us on our Twitch when we live, you can go to our YouTube channel and catch us there, as well as seeing any previous episodes and see all the other stuff that we have done for you all. That's it
Dice
for tonight.
dropping. Check us out.
Exactly. No matter when you're watching us, we hope that you enjoy it. And good morning, good evening, and good night.